So as we work through the second video for 7-4, again, I really encourage you to try these on your own first. Um, I will say ones like 11 and 14, not super crucial, probably not ones that we'll have on our tests or quizzes. You're welcome to work through them. I'll have the answers posted to them later, but I'm not going to walk through those because I don't think they're quite as important. So that was very similar to number 9. And was that the only other one? I think so. Okay. So not as crucial. Don't worry about those that much. But go ahead and try these other ones before we walk through them. So for example 10, this is a square root, so we're just looking for pairs. So I'm going to say 6 times 4. 6 is 3 times 2. 4 is 2 times 2. So we have a pair of 2s, and then a lonely 3 and a lonely 2 on the inside, which leaves it as a. Now when we do the square root of y to 6, we really are just dividing by 2, which makes us y to the third. So our final answer would end up being 2y to the third over 6. Looking at number 12, we are looking for the sixth root, so we're going to break down 64. So I'm going to do 8 times 8, 4 times 2, 2 times 4, 2 and 2, 2 and 2, right? Which, if you take a look at that, there are actually 6 2's, which means the sixth root of 64 is 2. And there's nothing underneath the square root because there's nothing left over. Then we have the sixth root of d to the 13th. Well, 13 is not divisible by 6, but 12 is. So we'll have d to the 12th, and then we'll just have d to the 1st to give me the whole 13. Well, 12 divided by 6 gives me 2. So we have d squared and then the sixth root of d. And then our last one is the sixth root of x to the 6th, which if you divide those, you're left with just x. So final answer, 2x d squared, and then the sixth root of d. Next one, we have 18. We are taking the fourth root of it. So we need something divisible by 4. So we need it 16. All right, so when that's the case, you would have the fourth root of a squared left over. So 16 divided by 4 gives me 4. And I am okay this year with you guys just leaving it like that. Again, if you notice, and we sit 1/2, your final answer should really be a to the fourth and then the square root of a. Okay, so instead of the fourth root, it becomes square root. Instead of the second power, it becomes 1. So this is the most correct, but this will give you full credit. Number 15. All right, so we have 242. So I'm going to divide it by 2, which gives me 121. And 121 is 11 and 11. So we're talking square root, so this does give me 11 root 2. Then we have square root of x to the 5th. Well, I need something divisible by 2. So it'd be x to the 4th and x, which becomes x squared square root of x when we divide by 2. Same deal with y to the 17th. I need something divisible by 2, so it would be y to the 16th with y to the 1st left over. Y to the 16th becomes y to the 8th when you divide by 2. And so we have our plus or minus, get that, 11x squared y to the 8th square root of 2x. All right, so we have the next one, the last one like this, and then we'll just focus on calculators. So 32 is 4 times 8. 4 is 2 times 2. 8 is 2 times 4. And 4 is 2 times 2. So we need the cubic root, so we have 3 2s, and then we have 2 2s left over, which leaves us with 4. Cubic root of 8 7, I need something by which would be 8 6, with 1 left over. Well, 6 divided by 3 is 2. So we have a squared and then the third root of a. And then our last one is the third root of the 12. Well, 12 is divisible by 3. It is 4. So my final answer, 2a squared beats the fourth, third root of 4. All right, so for number 17, it says use your calculator to find the fourth root of 100, round to the nearest hundredth. So this is where you are going to have to use your math button, okay? And you'll end up using this one with the X, okay? For me, in this calculator, can go in and type it in afterwards. So then I would type 4, arrow over, and then 100. Sometimes you do have to type in the 4 first. If you have an older TI 83 or 84, there are a few of you that do. So you just would hit 4, then go into math, hit the one with the X, and then type in 100. And you get 3.162277766. So if I went around to the nearest hundredth, it would be 3.16. That's my answer. All right, so go ahead and do that for the next 3, and hopefully we see something that happens here. So if you go in to math, we have the square root first. So the square root, we don't need to go into math, of 58 gives me 7.62. On the next one, okay, if we typed in the fifth root of negative 43, we hit our math, we go down to number 5, we take 5 and then negative 43 and hit enter. We get an error, right? Well, hopefully we're realizing where that's coming from. Okay, it says check all arguments entered, press plus on the menu item for catalog help. So essentially we have this syntax error, and that means that we can't do it. Okay, but we can still get an answer. Remember, when we have a negative underneath the square root, we can pop an I out. So we have the fifth root of 43 left. So math, number 5, fifth root, 43. We have 2.1. Okay, now, this one I'm not as concerned with. We're not going to do specific ones like this. I really just want to get into you typing it into your calculator. Technically, this isn't just I. There's a lot more going on here because of the fact that this is the fifth root and not the square root. But 2.12i is acceptable for me for right now, and that's where I would want you to. Our last one is the fourth root of 71. So again, math number 5, and then fourth root of 71 would give us 2.90. Now it did say, it said 3 decimal places. I was going off of the 100. But for this one, let's just pretend it said the 100th. You would need to put that 0 as a placeholder. Okay, so keep that in mind. Anytime that they do ask for it, you do need specifically that many points. And if they don't have a spot there, like if it is a 0, you need to have it as a placeholder.